Alright, so let's get right into the unboxing and setup of this Plunge Magic inflatable ice bath. So while you watch me unbox it here, I want to tell you my criteria for an ice bath was 3 things. One was that it was going to be portable, so it's not always up in my backyard, and you can see here it comes with this carrying case. Number 2, that it was going to be sturdy, and number 3, that it wasn't going to break the bank. Alright, so you can see here that it also comes with a pump which has a pressure gauge, and this will be super helpful later on when it's time to pump it up. It also came with a user manual and some of these plugs to plug up the sides if you're not using a cooler, and some tape as well. So let's go ahead and get this unwrapped and see what it looks like. I also wanted to say they did a phenomenal job of wrapping this up. I mean, they got this thing protected in there, so it took me a minute to get the plastic off. And you can see I jumped in the ice bath there just to make sure that the bottom is flat and the sides are straight up, and this is really going to help when it comes to pumping it up. Alright, so let's go ahead and spin this around, and I'm going to show you here on the back. This is where we're going to be inflating it. So we'll go ahead and pop that off in a minute, and we'll grab our pump and start pumping it up. So this is the end that you're going to want to stick into the ice bath. So all you got to do is push it in and twist it, and it'll lock in place. And then just know if you're going to inflate, you're going to want to insert this at the top. You can also insert it down at the bottom of the pump, and that'll deflate it. Alright, so now it's time to get to pumping. Let's go ahead and pump this thing up, and you're going to want to take a look at the gauge on the top of the pump. At the top, it's going to have a gauge number, and you're going to want to inflate this between 8 and 10 psi. So I like to do it just around 8 psi just because I don't want to pump it up too much and it pop or anything like that. So if you want to do between 8 and 10, that's totally fine. Now let's go ahead and just take the hose out, and we're going to plug it back with the cap. Nice and easy, just a half turn, and it's going to stay locked in place. Alright, so part 1 is done, and this thing is looking great. We've got it all inflated. You can see over here on the other side with the logo. So now it's part 2. Let's go ahead and inflate the lid. I'm honestly surprised at how easy this was to set up. I thought it was going to be more parts to it, but it's really just pumping up the tub itself and then pumping up the lid, and then making sure that you've got all the connections correct on the side. So there we go, we're connecting that back up, and you can see now it's done, inflated, and it's nice and sturdy. So it's time to put this on the ice bath. So you just put it right on top of the ice bath tub, and just make sure that all those plastic connectors right there are connected to the straps. I had a few of them slide off while they were in the shipping box, but all you got to do is put those back on, snap it right into place, and then pull the strap down, and that's going to make sure that the lid is nice and tight. So this last part right here is really going to be optional or based off of whether you're going to be using a cooler or not. So to start off, we're just going to be using our hose water and some ice. So I'm going to actually connect these PVC lids basically on the end of these right here, and this is going to block the water from going out the side of a tub. Now if you are going to be using a cooler, you can see up here on the top left there is a green inlet, and then down there at the bottom right side there is a red inlet. The green one is going to be the water in, and red is going to be the water out. So just make sure you connect those correctly, and it should be set up just fine. And there we go, that is it. That is our setup ice bath, and this thing looks amazing. It's sturdy, it's portable, and it looks great. So if you're looking for an awesome ice bath that's easy to set up, I would definitely recommend picking this one up.